Hello everyone and welcome to our group presentation. Recently, all countries around the world are facing an economic force and it impacts business organization. Planning should be made to overcome this problem. So, let's take a look at the Starbucks company background. Starbucks is one of the largest chains of coffee shops that exist worldwide. The corporate headquarters is in Seattle, Washington. Starbucks offers a variety of hot and cold beverages and also sells whole bean coffee and instant coffee. Our global economy is now facing inflation. Inflation causes supply chain issues, labor shortages, and increased operating costs. This situation will impact most food and beverages companies. So here, how inflation is contributing to supply chain issues. As for Starbucks, coffee beans are the main raw materials in the making of its drinks. Starbucks imports its ingredient from Brazil. Recently, the company has faced supply shortages caused by bad weather in Brazil. This is due to severe frost which has damaged the coffee trees and led to the loss of millions of bags of coffee. Starbucks is having trouble to keeping up with the rising demand as its stock of coffee beans is running low. This has led to shortages of some of its most well-liked coffee drinks. Secondly, inflation causes a labor shortages. A labor shortages is a lack of staff members. The employees will have to allocate more of their time to taking orders, preparing orders, and lastly receiving money from the customers. As a result, Starbucks has to cut back on their working hours by eliminating a complete day of business or daily lunch service. Fewer staff members mean a wide scope of jobs. This will give pressure on the employees since numerous works need to be done at the same time. As a result, majority of employees decided to quit their jobs. The last one is higher operating costs. The rising prices are due to increases in production costs such as raw materials and wages. When there are supply chain problems and a labor shortage, a company would raise wages to attract competent workers. The company's production costs will go up as a result. So, consumers might start to think that it will continue to climb at the same rate in the future. Workers may begin to demand more pay in order to maintain their standard of living. How to overcome supply chain disruptions? Starbucks needs to manage and keep its prices stable. The company implements a purchasing strategy which is a hedging technique. Starbucks hedging against risk by locking in a price to purchase coffee beans over a certain future period. The agreement prevents the company from having to pay higher costs if the cost of coffee beans rises. Furthermore, labor shortages can be avoided by focusing on the employees' welfare. Starbucks devises short-term solutions to encourage its partners to perform their duties well. They focus on wage and recognition innovation, including helping give partners the hours they need and expanding digital tipping. The company also places a strong emphasis on health benefits, including better sick leave, improved savings, and more mental health assistance. It can avoid the partners from quitting their jobs and increases their motivation at work. Last but not least important, how to overcome the increasing operating costs. The managers have to increase the menu prices of their beverages to offset the inflation. For Starbucks, it does not seem to impact customer demand as its sales continue to climb. Over the most recent fiscal quarter, the company recorded sales that broke all previous records where their revenues increased by 11%. Despite the increasing price, customers have remained loyal to the business as they keep coming back to buy their favorite beverages.
Hi and Assalamualaikum to everyone. Now I want to present about organizing. The company that I choose is Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. The company Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad is in the business of selling, servicing and marketing electrical and electronic consumer and business solution under the Panasonic brand. It has been around for more than 45 years since it was first founded in 1918 under a license from Matsushita Electrical Industrial Company Japan. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad was established to produce household goods. Now I want to talk about the challenge of current economic issues. Most of the organization is facing a current economic issues, which is inflation. Inflation occurs when the price of goods goes up drastically. The inflation will have an impact on the company, including Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia Berhad. Firstly, the challenge that Panasonic has to face it during inflation is the price of raw materials is increasing. The raw materials that was using to produce their product, like aluminium, copper, and steel, is currently increasing because of the inflation. The cost of the raw materials has increased by 38% to 76% since November. The profits Panasonic have been going down because of the cost to buy the raw materials. Due to the rise of the raw material cost, we automatically increase the production cost. The management team of Panasonic has come up with the solution after discussion that Panasonic needs to substitute new raw materials. In this case, the head of the management team, who are the one that have the most experience regarding materials to make resources and find the new materials with the same purpose of the old materials with the lower price and in a good quality. When the cost of the new materials is less than it was previously, the cost of production will likewise be lower. Rationally, to get new material to produce the product is not easy and will take time to get the materials. That's why the production process will get interrupted because of the lack of the materials while waiting for the new materials. So, when the team works together to find a new strategy so that the production process is not affected by the lack of materials shown to the flat organization. While waiting for the new materials, the team has come up with one strategy, which is that the product will be limited until the company gets the new materials. During inflation, Panasonic also has to face labor shortage. Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia has also been facing a labor shortage because of a high attrition rate in the company. It is because of the pressure from upper management to achieve organizational goals. The attrition rate is high also because the employment do not have the skill of the certain management. For the solution, Panasonic has a big span of control, so that's why the upper manager has been put the pressure to the employees lower than him to achieve the goals. So, the managers of the team should motivate the employees to achieve the goals without feeling pressure. The employees become more motivated to achieve the goals when the company give compensation like bonus. The company should give training to the current employees to improve their skills rather than hire new employees because it will cost more. So, as a conclusion, Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia is one of the best known electronic companies in Malaysia. It is recognized as a high quality electrical brand whose product that lasts a long time. Most of the company must have faced inflation, including Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia. Panasonic has faced many challenges such as a labor shortage and the rising price of the raw materials because of the inflation. However, Panasonic Manufacturing Malaysia has overcome this challenge with a good solution.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Safa Afnan bin Basri. My student number is 2022616304. Today, I gonna talk about challenging in leading at Sandabi Berhad. So, what is Sandabi? Sandabi is a company where it business operate in three sector, which is industrial, health, and motor sector. It headquartered located in Malaysia and operate in more than 90 countries. So, this is the example of the country it operates and the sector that involved in that country, such as Malaysia, Australia, China, and so on. So, let's jump to topic today, shall we? First of all, the key challenge it faces is the employee health, safety, and environment. Managers should pay attention toward this. This will become one of the biggest challenge the manager because of COVID-19 and new variant, especially places like China, that is one of the key market for the company. And also there are still many cases in China. The company also need to pay attention to employee who cannot avoid social distancing in their workplace if they want to avoid any problem. In this picture, you can see that no harm goal divide into four categories, which is environmental, social, governance, and improving health and safety. Secondly, result of great resignation after COVID-19 because of the great resignation that happened because many employees around the world choose to resign. It made manager lose their employee. It is result of lack of the labor in the company. This will result manager need new planning and hire more employees. They also will make the manager need to spend more money as a reward to employment the labor in places such as Australia and New Zealand. This article talk about the coordination. Lastly, the manager will face project management problem related to COVID-19 pandemic and also coordination situation that result of lack of labor. It is made when the manager cannot work on the project on time because of the SOPS. Now, after we impose COVID-19, manager need to make a new planning in order to finish project in time. The manager need to work as a good leader in order to motivate his employee, and also he need to make sure they can work together as a team. So, how to overcome this situation? First of all, safety activities such as self which lead safe, engage, lead and focus. This is example of culture safety program that company has launched to make sure the employee realize the importance of health and safety. The manager also can use his power to make sure the employee to report their health status whether they have sickness or not frequently. Next, manager can train people of their company. The manager need to make sure people who under them have enough knowledge by giving them right training and development. It's important to manager to have right talent for the right work in order to avoid future problems. Manager should play a role as a leader, not the boss, to make sure the employee keep motivated. Lastly, leader can show good attitude and leadership talent. Like I said just now, manager should be a leader, not the boss. The reason is to make sure our employee and manager can work as a good team, and good manager can show a good of skill to make sure the employee keep motivated. The employee can work as a team, and this will result the goal can be achieved. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
So I'm going to talk about challenges in controlling IJM Corporation Berhad in the current global condition that are slowing down. So IJM Corporation Berhad is a company whose core business involves in construction, property, industry and also infrastructure. So some of the projects IJM Corporation Berhad involves in are Second Bridge and also Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. So I'm going to talk about the challenges IJM Corporation Berhad may have to face and how they could solve these issues. So firstly, we go to challenges. The challenges they have to face are adapting to new organization goals. So as they are concerned with global warming and climate change, IJM Corporation Berhad need to adapt their organization goals to become more eco-friendly and find ways to minimize the waste in business to reduce their carbon footprint. This will attract new investors and also help them to sustain in the industry. This could change the way IJM Corporation Berhad work in order to achieve their new organization goals. So next we go to financial controls that need to be more effective and efficient. So as the price of raw materials and cost of labor are getting higher due to inflation, the cost of business are also increasing. So this would make IJM Corporation Berhad less profitable. So how do we solve this problem? So IJM Corporation Berhad need to have financial controls that efficient so that they are able to use resources more efficiently in the future without waste. So the last challenges IJM Corporation Berhad may have to face are control in hiring employees. So the hiring of workers from other countries such as Indonesia and also Bangladesh are slowing down due to the result of pandemic. And the locals are also seem less interested to work in the construction industry as they are seem dangerous in the eyes of the society. So this will cause labor shortage in the current global economic condition that IJM Corporation Berhad may have to face in the future and will be make IJM Corporation Berhad managers to become more lax in hiring new employees. So next we go to the solution. The first solution are by developing an earth-friendly production. So IJM Corporation Berhad may have to use renewable energy in their business such as solar energy to save the cost of production and also reduce their carbon footprint. They could also use alternative and recycled resources such as recycled aluminum and also reclaimed steel as they are reliable, cheaper and also eco-friendly. So next we move to the next solution that is improve product quality. So IJM Corporation can use up-to-date technology such as automated system so that their product quality are consistent and also able to satisfy new existing customer and also attract new customer. They could also done this by hiring skilled employees with experience and skill. But what if there are not enough skilled workers in they apply for job in IJM Corporation Berhad? So they could train unskilled workers by giving them training work or let them go to the workshop and giving them hands-on experience. This will help workers to work more efficiently as their time in IGM Corporation Bank goes on. So that's all from us. Thank you and goodbye.